What's up, .com people? My name's aMuffin, and today we're going to be playing some free-for-all on Crash in Call of Duty 4. That's right, kicking it old school. In my opinion, Call of Duty 4 was the best of the Call of Duty series. I'd never even played Call of Duty 1 or 3, but I've played 2, 4, 5, which is World at War, and 6, which is Modern Warfare 2. And I think that COD 4 is the best by far. It hasn't lost its playability. And it just was the most balanced out of all of them, it seemed like. All the other games had their stuff that sort of broke it and stuff. Call of Duty 4 really only... I mean, what could you complain about, really? The M16? And that really wasn't that broken, really. It was just a powerful gun that a lot of people like to use. And the sniping in that game, or in this game, rather, way better than any of the other ones. World at War had hit detection problems. Modern Warfare 2 was like easy mode. Call of Duty 4 got it just right. Hopefully they bring that back. Anyways, I was sitting here trying to think of what I could talk about in this commentary, and I sort of came to the conclusion that this game has probably been talked to death. I'm using the AK-74U with silencer and a deagle, and I'm using stopping power, dead silence, and bandolier. And other than that, there's not really much that I can talk about gameplay-wise, because tactics-wise, I'm probably not that many people still play Call of Duty 4 on a regular basis, so I can't really give you that much other than just basically watch what I'm doing and try to avoid how I'm screwing up. That's basically all I can tell you at this point. So what I want to talk about today is Dexter. And that, for those of you who don't know, it's a TV show about a serial killer who only kills killers. And it is my favorite show of all time. Ever. Well, actually, no. I think it's tied with Avatar: The Last Airbender, but that's a topic for another time. I just finished watching Dexter, and as it said in the title of this video, there will be spoilers. So if you are thinking about watching it, maybe, and you don't want it to get spoiled, don't watch this. Just click away now. Or if you are sort of behind and you don't want to know what's going on, again, click away now. I like the views and everything, but I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to be called a spoiler. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Click away if you want to. Got 3 more seconds. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start talking about it. All right, hopefully the people who don't want to be spoiled are gone. So it is season 5 now, and there's 6 episodes in, I believe. And the new character, I can't remember what her name is, but it's the new sort of woman in Dexter's Knife. Not really a romantic interest, really. She's just sort of there, almost like his new protege kind of thingy, almost, because he's gonna help her get out and kill those guys who raped her and stuff. So she's the new character. I really like her. She was an actress a while ago, and she sort of disappeared for a while. Now she's back in Dexter, which I really was a fan of her as an actress whenever she was out doing her thing. And I'm glad that she's back. She played some really evil roles, which she plays really well. She's sort of like the innocent bad guy that no one really expects, but you know, she'll fuck your shit up if you cross her. But let's go backwards, actually. For those of you who are never going to go watch the show, or for those of you who have watched it, let me just sort of recap. Dexter is a serial killer who only kills killers, and the reason for that being is that he saw his mother die whenever he was 3 years old, I believe, and that left a dark spot, as he called it, or his dark passenger, which is basically like his addiction to kill. It's like whenever you get the need to smoke whenever you're a smoker. That's sort of like his thing. He gets the need to kill, and he has to do it. It's sort of an unsatiable thing. He can't quit or anything. He's just it controls him, basically. And he was dating this girl named Rita, who he eventually got married to, and she had 2 kids, and they were really happy together. She had been in an abusive relationship before, and Dexter kind of fixed that and stuff, but she never knew that he was a serial killer. Well, in season 3, they got married, and Dexter took on his first protege, which was a really bad mistake, it turns out. He took on the district attorney, Miguel Prado, and he ended up just being a complete dickhole. I mean, huge douchebag. And he ended up having to be put down by Dexter. And I think the third season was probably the worst of the seasons. The second season was freaking awesome. Whenever they're investigating Dexter's his body count, they find him in the bottom of the ocean because that's where he dumps, and he's being investigated for like 3 months, but it eventually gets pinned on one of his coworkers that sort of suspected him, was put on probation because he was investigating Dexter and all that stuff without the approval of the station. So he got put on probation for doing all that stuff, but then he continued to do it after he was on probation because, he was like, I'm a cop, this is what I need to do. And he eventually got framed and blown up by this crazy lady named Lila, who was Dexter's sort of on the side girl. She's super fucking hot. You should go look her up. Super hot. And the fourth season, which in my opinion is the best so far, season 5 hasn't really ended yet, but it doesn't look like it's going to be as good as season 4 was. And that was where Dexter was sort of becoming a better serial killer and husband at the same time. He was studying under this guy who was called the Trinity Killer. Trinity Killer didn't really know he was studying under him. He was just sort of observing him and stuff because he was going to eventually kill him. He just wanted to know how in the world he was able to manage being a serial killer and being a husband for 30 years. Turns out he was also a huge dickhole, and he eventually had to be put down. So Dexter goes and at the very last episode, he kills him, and he goes back to his house to pick up his wife, Rita, who they're going to go on some like retreat or something like that, and he finds her in a bathtub dead, and the Trinity Killer had gotten to her before he could kill her. So that was a huge surprise. So now Dexter's left in the 5th season trying to raise the 3 kids that she left behind, or the 2 kids she left behind, the 1 kid that she had with him, and it's looking pretty good. So for those of you who do watch the show, do you like it? What do you think of the new season? Do you think it's shaping up to be a good one? Leave it in the comment section below. Just let me know what your thoughts are on Dexter in general. And for those of you who haven't watched it, well, you go watch it now that you've sort of heard what it's all about. Yeah, just sort of leave your comments at the bottom. This has been Call of Duty 4. I have 2 more gameplays that are going up, and I'll talk a little bit more about the gameplay there. But I just finished watching Dexter, and my mind was blown. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.